What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the build-up. We are days away from the World Cup, but there are still some friendlies going on. We're going to see Argentina in action today, Mexico. Croatia already played. They won 1-0. Just my perspective, I don't want to see Messi touch the pitch. I don't want to see him get on it. For a lot of these European players, I feel like, they're mid-season. They've been playing. They literally just played on the weekend. We saw what happened to Canada. Obviously, they have a lot more players that haven't been in season, but Daniil Henry obviously now out of the squad. Is there any concern for some of these teams right now?
There's tons of concern.
Like, why
the reason they have to do it is because the players don't get that month off after the season going into the summer, right? So now you got to cram everything in. You need at least one friendly, I think, to get these players together. It's more, I don't even know what you're trying to look for. I mean, hopefully that everybody is fit and comes out of it. Yeah. But you need to get some game time under their belt.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually don't want to see Messi play at all.
He probably will.
Well, with the state of injuries, I mean, we saw yesterday Nkunku out of France because of a training injury.
That was in training, yeah.
And so that happens. It's so scary.
My France pick is looking pretty good, actually.
Yeah, seriously.
I have a feeling they might not make it out of the group. Is that crazy to say? I know it's Tunisia, Australia.
Their group is also, if they had maybe a little bit of a tighter group, I think that I'd be okay with that. But their group, I think, is one of the easier ones.
So they did call up a player, France, in Nkunku's place. Yeah, Frankfurt's Randall Kolo Muani. 14 appearances this season, 5 goals, 10 assists. Not bad. Yeah. I don't know much about him, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But I mean, it's not so much a like for like, and Nkunku's one of the most informed players 100%. In Europe. And even if he wasn't gonna get starting time, he'd probably be coming in as a sub. And it was his first World Cup. He's such a good young player right now. It's a bit heartbreaking, but how worried are you for France, honestly?
I think they get out of the group still. Yeah. But then it depends where they finish, if it's first or second, depending on how well they do.
Denmark's going to finish first out of the group.
You really want Denmark to
I
finish
do.
first.
I really do.
No, Denmark's such a lovable team. I totally get that, but if France finishes first, they'll go and play. Are they Group C? Where are they?
France. If you finish second in the group, you play most likely Argentina, and you play the runner-up from Argentina's group.
If they finish first, they'll play Mexico.
Probably Mexico, Poland.
No, I think it'll be Mexico. But see that I think their road is just it's not as.
I was looking at. I don't think there really is an easy road, really.
That one's definitely easier than the other side.
Yeah, easier, but it's still so difficult, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tournament.
Like even Argentina, if Argentina finishes first out of the group, they're most likely getting Denmark or France. And we both love Argentina to go all the way. But that's a tough round of 16.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be tight. But it's still, I would take either of those teams than, Spain, Belgium, Brazil, that whole side of the bracket.
I was listening to a podcast today on the way into work, and they were talking about Alvaro Morata. And one of the guys' hot takes was that Morata was going to have an incredible World Cup. Based on percentages, right? Because he misses so many chances, but there's a really good striker. There's a really good player. He just doesn't have the X factor. He can't finish. Yeah. Right? So at some point it's going to click, and maybe this is the World Cup where it clicks.
I hope it does.
Because they're leaning on him, right? That's the really only true out-and-out number 9.
Yeah. No, they are. But I mean, Morata, I'm trying to figure out how many goals he has this season, but he hasn't been bad this season. It's not, he's had worse seasons before.
He's going to have really good players around him.
Well, yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. But even, I mean, I've recalled so many times that they have literally granted him gifts of passes.
I know.
And it's just wide, or it goes over the bar. And it's you can't make those mistakes, because when you look at that Spain team, who's going to score on that team? Okay, Ferran Torres. To be fair, he plays so much better for Spain than he does for Barcelona. But okay, Dani Olmo.
Yeah, it's more scoring by committee, right? It's a bunch of guys.
Yeah, exactly. You might see a Pedri. You might, Jordi Alba might, do what he does, run up the flank. But yeah, it's not they have their one guy.
They need that David Villa. They need the Fernando Torres.
It's been over 10 years, and I'm you haven't.
Portugal's had that problem as well. They've had Ronaldo, obviously, but they never had that true number 9. Yeah. It's so important. But what I noticed, going back through the World Cups, you don't need the best number 9 in the world to win the World Cup. I mean, if you go back to 2002, what Ronaldo did for Brazil, that's the only one that kind of stands out. But other than that, I mean, you can get away with not having a number 9 that scores. When Italy won in 2006, it was Luca Toni and Materazzi. They combined for 2 goals.
Yeah, it's insane.
Just keep clean sheets, and you should be fine.
Listen, that's the Italian way, isn't it?
I know.
Actually, speaking of Italy, they're going to be playing Albania today. So Those Italian
Getting ready
fans.
for the World Cup, huh? World Cup 2026.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know why I just did that.
I don't know.
That's a bad dig.
Hey, listen. It's Mexico though have to play Sweden, and this game actually. This one sounds like the best game just because of, the level of each team. But also, Sweden's not in the World Cup, which is a bit of a rarity. And they have a solid team. Are Sweden going to just come out swinging in this game because they have literally nothing to lose?
Well, that's what I was saying before, like with Canada playing Bahrain. I don't like the fact that a team that's going to the World Cup is playing another team that isn't in there. Not that that other team is going to go out and try and, smash some legs. But I think if you have two teams battling each other that are going into the World Cup, there's that almost respect there where, okay, we're here to, get up to match fitness together and build that camaraderie and that chemistry on the pitch.
Yeah.
Let's not try and kill each other.
Yeah.
Whereas when we watched Canada against Bahrain was a little bit harder on Canada than the other way around.
Yeah, and I don't know, I would expect that from the teams that definitely aren't there. But if you are in the World Cup, you can't be going into challenges like 100%. If I'm playing and I have a game next week for a World Cup, having a light jog.
You never know, anything can happen. How many times do you see a player just run and pull up?
Yeah, no. Well, also these training injuries too. Yeah. Like it's scary. So I don't know. Lots of games. We'll see a lot of teams. Germany, Poland. They're all getting into action today. So we'll see. And I'm honestly just hoping that we see no more injuries. We are days away. It's exhausting at this point. It's really just heartbreaking.
It's exciting. I love it though. We're almost there. Are you finally getting excited for the World Cup?
I'm not gonna lie.
There's been like this force field where I'm not so excited.
Because we've had club
trying to break
football.
Through it.
Because we've had every weekend. I'm still like, all right, well, I gotta watch Barca, watch the Prem, see what's going on in the Serie A, and so there's always been a distraction. But now it's like we are days away. And that Nike commercial that dropped.
Holy, how good was that?
It was so good. Apparently, that's the best one they've ever produced, obviously, because it's insane. But those, World Cup commercial, remember the Pepsi one with, Beckham and, the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Even though they did one, I think it was last month, where it was, Messi, Pogba. They were, in Qatar, in between, the villages and stuff. Yeah. It was great.
No, I love it. That hypes me up, guys. We are, 5 days away?
I think so.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're hoping no one gets injured. We'll see what happens today.